I just want to speak on behalf of my family and thank everyone for coming to celebrate Howard and Bianca's wedding. When Howard had first tasked me with this tremendous honor of speaking at his wedding, I thought to myself, this is a no-brainer. Pretty much all I do is talk about Howard. And I think all of my friends can attest that he's one of my favorite topics. But rather than continue on, and because I know they're not big fans of attention and this is probably already torture, I'll keep this nice and brief. So Howard and I haven't lived in the same city for over 10 years, so we don't share a lot of the same friends. But when people meet us, usually the first thing they say is that we are so different. And I don't really see that because we're so close and he's influenced all of my interests, really. But funny story, he came to San Diego once, and when we were preparing what we should do, I asked him, oh, you know, we should go to this great show, we should go to this new restaurant, this really trendy lounge. And Howard's response was, no, I think that's okay, but do you guys have a Panera Bread nearby? So I guess we are pretty different. But in reality, every time I hear that, there's a part of me that's always really disappointed because there's so many traits that Howard possesses that, you know, I deeply respect and admire. In Shanghainese, there is a word called laza. And I used to ask my mother, what does this mean? And my mom said, you know, it's pretty much someone who's really honest, genuine, trustworthy, pretty much someone like your brother. And since then, I have never found anyone that possesses those qualities like Howard does. So I guess you can see where I'm going when I'm saying it's really disappointing when people say we're really different. But, I mean, for example, one time, Howard was visiting my parents, and then he brought home a dozen box of chocolates that I knew he doesn't like that stuff. So I asked him, you know, why did you bring this home and why did you give it to mom and dad? He said, you know, I saw the kid at the gas station selling wine, and it was such a hot day and it was so sweaty, and I just said, you know, how many more do you have? And I'll buy all of them. And that's just the kind of thing that Howard does. And it's something that I deeply admire. And, you know, this is the kind of action that you can expect out of my brother. So just to kind of wrap it up, because this is actually much shorter than I thought it was, now that I'm up here, I want to take a moment just to thank Howard for being the most reliable person I can count on. Another example, when we were younger, we were taking a trip to Japan. We were at a very busy market, and then I got lost. And Howard, in the middle of this crazy bazaar, found me. So literally, I owe everything to Howard. I mean, after that, every time we fought, my mom used to say, Helena, I think you should stop bickering because if it weren't for Howard, you would still be in Japan. So I just want to take this moment and say, Howard, thank you, not just because you brought me back to the States, but because you are the best role model I could ever ask for, and I strongly believe that if someone were to ask me all the things I'm thankful for in this life, you as my brother would be on the top of that list. So again, I can give you guys thousands of examples as to why Howard is a great guy, the most reliable guy, but what's really special about this moment is that Howard has found someone who's made him even a greater guy. And someone who not only replicates these characteristics, but really helps bring it out of Howard. So, Bianca, my family welcomes you with open arms. And Howard, I'm so glad you found your other half. So, cheers. And I wish you guys a lifetime of happiness.
Thank you, Helena. Up next, we have Bianca's stepmother, Lisa. Please welcome her.